Coaches, welcome back to Air Raid Nation. This is Coach Coltharp coming to you today, and I'm really excited about today's video. I took a couple weeks off and just kind of recharged and dealt with some other stuff. You know, talked at the Air Raid National Convention with Coach Mummy and those guys. That was a real big honor for me to be able to do that, and a lot of that's because of the stuff that we do right here on the channel. So today we're going to talk about what I think are the 5 most effective plays for the Air Raid offense. And listen, if this is the kind of content you like and you want to see more of this stuff, please like and share the video, man. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. It gives me a little bit of feedback so that I know these are the things that you want to do. I just don't want to throw videos out there that you guys aren't going to want to watch or sit around and check it out. So today's video is going to be a little bit longer. We got some cut-ups in there, some diagrams, some things, and there's going to be some surprises because some of you guys are going to think, well, I already know what 5 he's going to pick. In the comments down below, what are your 5 most effective plays for every Air Raid offense? Let's jump into the video. All right, guys, so we're jumping into our 5 plays for every Air Raid offense, and I think these are the 5 most effective, best plays you can run. And obviously, there's going to be some debate on that. There's going to be some surprises. I think you'll be surprised at some of my choices. And like I said in the intro, man, make sure you comment on the video and let me know what you think. Let's jump into play number 1. All right, so why do you need just these 5 plays? I think that's really important as we talk about this. And I thought I would give you kind of a background of why I thought today's video was necessary. You know, I try to give you guys content I think that are useful. But I think that simple and effective are going to be very important this season. You know, nobody knows how much of a season we're going to have, how much of a preseason we're going to have. I know some guys are in certain situations, other guys are in others. Like right now, you know, our rules say we can't even use a football until July 27th or something. So, you know, we're going to have to spend a lot of time, you know, doing some conditioning, probably putting in installing plays and things like that. We'll probably use it more as a walkthrough. I'm actually having a staff meeting tomorrow to discuss that. So let me know what you guys are doing in the comments down below, preseason wise as well. So like I said, you know, everybody's going to have limits on summer and preseason. We know that. Even if they came out and said, hey, everything is normal now, most of us have already missed a month of summer practice. And so right now, you really got to start thinking about this. Cost-benefit analysis should be your #1 stat. When you're looking at your offense and your defense and anything else that's going on in your program, you need to be thinking, what am I getting the most bang for the buck for? Because my time is short and I need to get good at something. So just remember that. That's the key Air Raid principle, the magic rep, that cost-benefit analysis. So think about that as you talk about these 5 plays, and you'll see kind of maybe why I chose the ones I did. All right, so here's our first play. Fast screen. Is that any surprise? You guys have been following me since day 1 know that I'm the fast screen guy. I love the fast screen. And so, you know, I think it's a play that you have to put in. You know, we got plenty of videos on the channel about how to teach it and things like that. But why the fast screen? Obviously, it attacks the edges with your best athletes, gives you an opportunity to stretch the defense, fatigue the defense. It gives you an opportunity to influence the box count. There's nothing worse for a defensive coordinator to know that you can sling that thing out there to the edge, make one guy miss and get huge yardage. So, you know, they're going to give you, you know, probably two in between and then 1 over top. So you can put 3 on one side, 3 on the other if you're doing 2x2, which means you're going to basically guarantee yourself a 5-man box. So it's really interesting what you can do if you're a really effective fast screen team. So for me, the most effective play day 1 for us is the fast screen. You know, I love it. You can throw it to multiple receivers. You can do different things with it, but you guys know how I feel about fast screen. So let's jump into the diagram, and I'll show you, you know, a couple of clips, and then we'll move to play number 2. All right, so a lot of you guys have seen my fast screen videos before, but if you haven't, go back into the channel. You can see them a little bit more in detail. But you know, here's our basic thing. We're a team that likes to pull our linemen. We put our bigger guys at guards and our smaller guys at tackles because we want to get our tackles out here in space. And just know for us that fast screen, the key term for us has always been flat for 5. You know, it's a coaching term that we like to use. We don't like to use landmarks and things like that. I just try to give them a thought process. You know, like for the guy catching the ball on his retrace, we teach him to lean into the catch, and then after the catch, we want him to think about team 4, you know, kind of a line that I stole from Gunther Brewer, who's at Louisville now. You know, just get the team 4 yards and make that work. But here you can see our diagram. We're going to take quickest release by the tackle, fast for 5. The guard's going to check 1,000, 1,002, then release and get down the alley. He's going to outside release, try to turn the corner's hips. If the guy's at 7, you know, he'll just bounce and catch it like a now screen. But if not, he's gonna hard release for 2 steps, try to get his hips turned, retrace down the hill, get in, get out. All right, so let's look at the video real quick over in our Just Play software. Yeah, no, I didn't change the diagram. It'll be all right. But you can see that we have, you know, we have some videos in here, and actually I didn't attach it to that play card, but let me get over here and find it for you in the library. It shouldn't take too long. There we go. Here, let's look at it. We'll look at this Z Roger real quick. We call our fast screen Roger. But you can see in the video that it's a pretty base play, and it's just trouble. I mean, you can see how quick Blake just catches it, zooms it out, boom, get in, get out. The lineman just, if they get one touch, you know, if you have an athlete like that, you're going to be able to score. So like I said, fast screen is a great play for us. We got plenty of videos on the channel if you want to see more cut-ups like that. All right, let's jump back in and talk about play number 2. All right, so our second play, I kind of went back and forth on a little bit. You know, some of you guys would probably say maybe inside zone versus dart, but for me, dart is so much easier to teach that it's our go-to run play. It's always going to be our base run play in the offense because I just love it. Especially, it really bodes well with the way how we were talking about in the fast screen video, how we put our guards at our guards are really our tackle body types. And then our tackles are kind of guard body types. I think it's really nice because the dart lets you do that. The cool thing about the dart is like you got one blocking scheme, but you can make it look like 4 or 5 different runs. Because you can run it with the running back, you can run it with the quarterback. Can be cross action with, you know, make a running back go across, or you can cross and use the quarterback coming back the other way, so it looks like a counter. You can same side it with the running back. So, you know, there's a lot of different things you can do with it. You know, simple rules. We talked about this before. Double team all ones, base all threes. It kind of helps you play fast. It doesn't really give you a lot of problems. You know, no matter what the defense gives you, just the offensive line knows we're going to double team all ones, base all threes, and keep it moving. And then we have a simple RPO that we run off of that play too, which is really nice. All right, so here we are over here in our Just Play again, and you can kind of see our diagram, and this is basically running it at the 3 technique. Now, I will tell you, I prefer to run this at the 1 technique. So a lot of times when we call dart, we actually send it in, and it's dart check, you know, which would tell the you know, the quarterback, hey, look, I'm gonna call dart, but I'm gonna check it to the 1 technique side. So we would want to turn out here, double team this guy, turn out, and then wrap it that way. Pull it in, quarterback will come downhill. And then you can see right here, we have a little jet motion out of the backfield just on this little deal. So there's so many different ways to run dart that it's just such a great play. So let's look at some videos. I pulled some Wake Forest stuff up, and you can see that they have a couple of RPOs off of this that we run as well. Let me get you on a big screen here. So here is them, you know, they have a 3x1, and they're basically going to ride this tailback out to the flat. And the quarterback is reading this. He's looking at it, okay, I'm either going to run Q dart based on box count or overload. So right now he knows I got 1, 2, 3 with a back coming out here. What's this cat right here going to do? If that guy stays, he's going to throw it. And, you know, he just kind of hangs out. So, boom, he gets him blocked and he throws it in there. So, you got your dart action with the nice little running back RPO on that one. And then the next one is another Wake Forest one. Wake Forest does a really good job running the quarterback. They had a kid, Jamie Newman, that's going to Georgia. Great kid. I know his high school coach real well. Matter of fact, I saw him at a camp when he was like in the 10th grade, and we were talking about how good he was going to be. So, here you go right here. This is 3x1 dart. He's going to read the dart, throw the little bubble screen right there. So it gives you an opportunity. You know, it's a simple RPO, and it's a simple blocking scheme up front. He just likes it. Boom. We'll get the edge and play around with it. So dart, like I said, is such an easy play. Here it is from the back. You can see them. They're going to base it all the way around. Boom. I mean, the run play might not have been a bad deal there, but, you know, when you get 4 or 5 yards, you can't be greedy, and I think that's really, really important. And then let's look at the last one, and this is them against Cincinnati, and you'll see them actually run the dart here. So you got a good box count. Look at there. You got 5 guys in the box. We'll wrap it around. So it's like running inside zone with an extra guy. So that's why it's gap. But I mean, just look at the way that it lines itself up. It's just a really nice deal. Because see, this guy right here is kind of in no man's land. He can't really help you on this side of the ball. So you think 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna bring number 4 around. So I got 4 on 3 plus the ball carrier, and then I can control him with the RPO action. So it's a really, really good play. And you can see them right now. They're just gonna turn back. Now I can tell you blocking wise for us, because we don't have cats that look like this, we'll base here and double team to this guy, because I really want the point of attack to be set down and wrap around. And actually, we probably wouldn't even double team to that, because we only have 5 in the box. But you can just see such a great running play, such an easy play to teach. You don't have to overcomplicate it. All right, let's jump into the next one. All right, so our third one is kind of a cheat, and it's something that I learned from Coach Napier, and I've been really excited about putting it in this year. And that's going to be our inside quick combo, which is our combo of Y stick, Y corner, which gives the quarterback the opportunity to decide whether he wants to run stick or corner based on what he sees. And so we're really, really excited about that opportunity. So the cool thing about it is that when you run stick and corner, that they're both really good possession quick passes. Obviously stick, you get that 4-yard pop and then turn and run. And I'll show you in some cut-ups here in a minute what I'm talking about. Corner gives you a great scoring play. And it's a really, really easy check on that deal. And it's the same read progression. It's going to be high swing stick, or it's going to be corner back snag. So it's the same progression, the same grass reads for the quarterback. He just decides based on pre-snap leverage where he wants to go with that. And so, it's really, really good. A lot of you guys have some questions. We got some videos on the channel, and there's some courses over in CoachTube that really explain this really well. Check out Coach Napier, man. It's such a good thing. But I think I like about this, and why I think it's bang for the buck. Remember, we're talking about cost-benefit analysis now. Why is that important? Is that you can get the ball to various players with one play. Okay? You can throw it deep. You can throw it to the back, throw it to the back, throw it to the back. I said that 3 times for a reason, because in the air raid, if you get in trouble, throw it to the back. If you're not throwing the ball to your tailbacks in practice, you're wasting your time. I'm telling you, if your tailback is any kind of good, if you throw it to him in space out there, you'll love him for life. All right, and he'll love you for life too, because colleges like it when he can catch. So, all right, let's jump into the cut-ups and look at some inside quick stuff. All right, so the bad part about this video is I really don't have any cut-ups of us checking that yet, because like I said, it's a really new concept that we're putting in, and we were going to put it in the spring this summer. So I can't wait till the fall, after everything works out, so I can show you guys us checking stick and checking corner on the same play. So, but here's our stick concept. You guys know how we read that. We're going to read high swing stick. A lot of people we'll read the stick second. A lot of people will run an arrow over a swing. You guys have seen many of my videos. If you haven't, if you're new to the channel, go check the videos on that, and you'll see why I prefer the swing over the stick, and then what you can do with that backside H to control Mike. So, this is just your basic stick route. Let's jump in. I'll show you a couple cut-ups of that, and then I'll show you our corner route, and then we'll move on. So, like I said, it's just really interesting what you can do. And I did it again. I didn't add videos to that one, but it's no biggie because we got a ton of them. It's amazing what you can do with with these kind of plays. And here it is. Let's just look at blue stick real quick. Let me maximize this. This is a Washington State cut, but you can see right there, they're running the arrow, bang. They're going to just run the little stick route. It's like stealing. Now, Washington State does read stick number 2, so it's a little different than what we would get. All right, so let's go back over here into the offense and get our corner stuff, so you can take a look at that. Guys, if you're not using this just play, man, it's just wonderful. I love it. I mean, it's so easy to group your stuff, put your cut-ups in there if you're doing things the right way. I've learned over and over and over how to make it organized. But here you can see this right here. We got our high, our swing, and then our lazy slant. One thing I would tell you is you can diamond release this guy if you don't want to lazy him and do a couple little things, but you just don't want him to get there too fast. You know, a lot of people, you can run a nice little sluggo right in there too. It's a really sweet tag. We'll talk about that one day in a Y corner video, but you know, it's really a great play for us. You can tell, you know, we talked about the bucket drill. If you haven't seen that, go back and check out that video. But you can see right here, this is just our corner, and he's going to see that grass over in the corner, and bang, he's just going to throw it up. So it's the same kind of you know, concept read. He's just going to read grass, and like I said, he just saw that green grass over there. He throws it up in the bucket, and that's a touchdown. And so, you know, we're going to do that this year. We're gonna combine those two plays, and I'm really excited to see how that works, and that's why that play makes the list. Let's jump back into the rest of it. All right, so the next one for us is really shallow cross, and a lot of people, you know, there's so many plays you can choose from. You can choose from Y cross, sail, four verts, mesh, shallow cross, some other things. So the first drop back pass we went for, I chose was shallow cross, and I will tell you why. A lot of you guys know that the first year we ran our offense, you know, we did not run mesh, and it was because it was a little bit more difficult. But the thing I like about shallow cross is it combines vertical schemes with the ability to attack the edge of the field with the back and the middle of the field with the shallow dig concept. So you can attack all 5 bubbles with the shallow. If you haven't seen my bubble concept, go over and check my course out on CoachTube. It's a really cool thing how you can use bubbles to teach shallow in pretty much one day. You can get the back the ball. You can run it with every receiver. So every receiver, this is one of those plays. That's why I think it's one of the most effective plays, is that once you teach this concept, especially if you use that bubble concept, you can now get the ball to every receiver in your offense and be very effective. And I just think that's so important. And, you know, here's a question. I mean, this might be a little bit sacrilegious. You know, this is 92 mesh group, but is shallow cross really the perfect pass route? I mean, think about that. You know, is it really the perfect pass route? It can attack all areas of the field. You can go vertical down the field. You have a hot route with the shallow. You have a middle of the field press with the dig. If you add a couple of checks in there, you know, you can do a lot of different things. So really, is shallow cross the perfect pass route? I don't know. In the comments down below, let me know what you think. Let's jump into the Cutups. All right, so here we are over in our Just Play software again, looking at our shallow cross series. And as you guys can see that, you know, you could throw it to just about anybody. And, you know, our progression is always going to be peak, shallow, dig, back. What we're trying to emphasize is that our dig guy outside releases the flat player, gets his shoulders turned so we can throw the shallow to the crosser. Obviously, we want to have our inside foot back, attack the foot of the defensive lineman, and stay as far underneath the linebackers as possible. I mean, it's kind of hard for the linebackers to wall off the shallow and effectively stop the dig. So, you know, it's pretty cool. Also, the shallow is a good hot route if you get a blitz right there. You know, we teach him as he runs across it, if he sees blitz, kind of get his eyes around, make sure he's there for the back. For the blitz. Also, with our shallow, when we catch the ball, we tell them to try to run to the numbers and get up the field. We don't settle the shallow. I know a lot of guys like Sean Payton at New Orleans and some of those guys that are up at higher levels, they'll settle the shallow. At the high school level, I just don't think it's that good of a thing to do. It's just a little bit harder to teach, and I don't want to muddle the thinking with what we're going to do. So let's look over here. We'll look at some Nevada cut-ups from Matt Mummy. Great thing. And just remember, if you haven't seen our shallow cross course over on CoachTube, check it out, because we talk about the five bubbles: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so, like right here, they're in empty, and you're just going to see it doesn't really matter. They designate the shallow guy. The first guy opposite the shallow, on the other side of the shallow, knows he's got the dig, and then everybody else runs to a bubble. And so that's why it's such an effective play. So right here, you see, bang, the 5 bubbles are full. The quarterback has gone through his progression. He went peak, shallow, dig. Bang, right there. He keeps it moving. So, you know, it's really cool that if you teach that 5 bubble concept, and we have some videos on that on the channel as well if you don't want to look at the course. But you see some stuff like that, and you just see that you can move around and get yourself in a good situation. Here's one more clip that we'll look at from Nevada. You know, Matt and them do a really good job right here. And here's 3x1. And this is kind of cool. They're actually going to run a combination concept down here and then just shallow the single receiver. So this is X shallow. I love outside shallows versus man coverage, by the way. So if you wonder when we run those things, but you can just see it. And they just run a clear out with the 2 guys on the outside. So that's kind of shallow cross, man. Let's jump into our last play. And by the way, do this. Pause the video and check and tell me if you can guess what the last play is. And if you get it right, hit I got it. And if you didn't, say I missed it. Let's jump in. All right, guys, so let's talk about our fifth and final most effective play for every air raid offense. And taking into account what we said, about cost benefit analysis, the limited time to install the play and all this other stuff. I'm going to tell you right now, this was a play that I learned how to run really effectively when I was at Lane College with Malik Hoskins, who's the head coach at Lincoln University. So you guys can check him out. He does a great job with receivers in particular. He's a really good receiver coach. So this was a play that I kind of learned from him, and I can remember getting fussed at in practice because I wouldn't try to get the quarterback to check to it enough. And it's just a really, really effective play. And so, like I said, if you guessed it right, put I got it in the comments. But I'm pretty sure nobody did get it because I had to surprise myself when I made my list. So here it is. That's right, speed option. What? Coach, are you kidding me right now? An air raid guy said speed option. Yeah, speed option is such a high valuable play. It's like stealing when the defense overcompensates. I showed you how you had two guys on one side, two guys on the other side, especially when you're in 3-by-1. Speed option back to the weak side is such a dangerous weapon. So you just count the edge and check. And you got to give your quarterback a little bit of freedom, though. Especially on first and second down, man. Hey, listen, if the box numbers are there, let's go speed option and make that work. And if you have an athletic quarterback, like I've always had athletic quarterbacks. So, I've always had, them 4.7, 4.8 guys who can get it. And then, of course, I've had a couple guys who were a little bit faster than that. So give your QB freedom to get in on it. First and second down, check speed option, keeps the defense honest, keeps them from overcompensating to the fast screen. And I think that's the other thing you need to understand. As I develop my list, this is kind of like if I said, hey, I can run 5 plays and have an offense, I can have 5 plays and run an offense. I've got medium distance plays, I got short distance plays, I got an outside attack play, I got an inside gap run, and then I have a speed option. So that's why I think it's in there. We're just zone blocking pretty easy. It's an easy read. So let's jump into the cut-ups, and then we'll come back and close it out. All right, so we're over in the diagram portion, and what you're really looking at is, okay, if you got a 6-man box right there, and this Mike in particular is more scooted that way, speed option, especially if there's no flat player right here, and especially when you're in 3-by-1. And a couple of the videos I'm gonna show you, it's more like an unbalanced look. That's all I could find today. But basically what you're teaching this guy is the inside release and get back outside and just get a hand on him, man. Because I promise you, generally he's gonna try to run because they don't have the numbers to stop it. And that's what I'm talking about. You just got the numbers. So everybody else just zone blocks. Will double team this right here. And really, if he just blocks him head up, he's fine. These guys are double teaming just like it's on Dart, and he's just trying to get down the field and get something ugly, get on somebody nasty right there. So let's jump into the cut up, and we'll talk a little bit about why I think it's just such a great play. And I think it's if you're just trying to be effective, it's something you really need to see. This is some UCF stuff from 2017. So look at it down here. And now right now, pre-snap, you're like, well, it doesn't look that great. But watch this guy right here. Okay, he's kind of, he's like, oh, wait a minute, they got a tight end over here. They're checking. They're like, okay, what's going on? Okay, now I'm gonna move over. Bad move, brother. Bad move, because now they can double team to here, pitch off of him, and the only person that can make the tackle is the pylon. And down there on the goal line, that's such a huge play. I mean, you can see it. They've overcompensated to the trips. Now you're looking at 24. 24 would have been the dude, but now he sees that tight end and he moves over. And it's just great play design by Josh Heupel and those guys down at UCF. And actually, I don't know if that was Heupel or not. It might have been what's my guy that's in Nebraska now, Scott Frost. But looking at those guys, that play design right there was just really good by using your formations. And look, man, you can be simple. I mean, how long did it take him to say, hey, line up like this and let's go? I mean, as long as it doesn't take forever. So here you are again, kind of the same situation, 3-by-1 with a tight end to that side. They're just kind of playing around with them. They don't line up correctly. Bang. There it is, late pitch, get down the field. And looking at it from the end zone copy, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. This guy right here, he's lucky. All he has to do is punch with that hand, climb and get flat, and he'll get to 30. He's a good athlete. That's why he's on scholarship. And so right now they're sitting there talking. They're a little bit confused because they don't understand what the formation is. It's unbalanced. And you know, that they're not really spending a whole lot of time to it, and that's all it is. And what a great job by that quarterback being an athlete right there. All right, so that's kind of play 5. I know that was a little bit of a surprise for some of you guys, but I really do like speed options. So let's jump in and close it out. I got a couple things I want to talk to you guys about. All right, guys, really had a good time making today's video, man. I hope you enjoyed it. If these are the kind of things that you like, man, you know, with some diagrams, some cut-ups, and a little bit of my philosophy and things like that, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you click your bell on so you know when we go live. You know, we took a couple of weeks off, man, because of the convention and just kind of having a vacation a little bit, which was really nice, to be fair. But so, like, what would your 5 plays be? And here's the other question to you. What would your 5 plays be if you were running another system? So, like, if you're a flex bone coach or you're wing T guy, if you can only have 5 plays, what would those 5 plays be? You know, and we're not talking about your 5 favorite plays. We're talking about your 5 most effective plays, because, you know, mesh is my favorite play outside of wide stick. But, you know, I didn't put it in my list because right now we're talking about cost benefit analysis. You know, also, hey, you know, make sure you comment on the video. Let me know what you guys are doing for summertime. You know, I know a lot of guys have different rules to follow, but, you know, I'd love to have some ideas. You know, let's have a little discourse. If you want to go over to the Facebook page and talk a little bit about it, I'd appreciate those kind of feedbacks. Hey, man, please make sure you comment on the video, like and subscribe to the channel. And as always, spin it to win.